The skies of World War II were filled with deadly cutting-edge machines. We imagine the guttural snarl of a Messerschmitt diving, answered by the thunderous song of a Rolls-Royce Merlin engine as a Spitfire climbs to meet it. These were the sounds of conflict, of life and death, decided in seconds at 20,000 feet. The air was a battlefield filled with sleek, metal-skinned machines built for speed and destruction. They carried cannons, machine guns, and bombs. They were piloted by young men who became aces, heroes whose names are etched into history. But where did these legendary pilots come from? Their journey did not begin in the cockpit of a fighter. It began somewhere much quieter, much gentler, in a small plane that looked like it belonged to a different era. This was the de Havilland DH.82 Tiger Moth. It couldn't fight, it couldn't bomb, but it taught a generation how to fly. Its engine didn't roar, it produced a steady, reassuring buzz. The plane carried no weapons. It was designed for one crucial purpose: to teach. It is a story of patience, of learning, and of quiet, steadfast service. This is the story of the wooden-winged teacher that built the greatest Air Force in history. Through this detailed scale model and incredible true stories, we'll explore how this classic biplane became one of the most important aircraft of the 20th century. In the early 1930s, the British Royal Air Force needed a new primary trainer. Geoffrey de Havilland took on the challenge. They needed a plane that was cheap to build, easy to maintain, safe for beginners, yet challenging enough to reveal who had the right stuff. Its construction was a classic blend of wood and fabric, a wooden frame covered in stretched, doped linen, light and strong, powered by a de Havilland Gypsy Major, a simple, reliable 4-cylinder motor. Students couldn't rely on raw power, they had to learn to fly properly, managing energy and using the controls with finesse. Distinctive feature: swept back, staggered wings, staggering, top wing slightly ahead of the bottom wing. Improved rear cockpit visibility and egress. Swept wings also softened stall behavior. Stall: when wings lose lift and the plane descends. In the Moth it felt gentle and mushy, giving students warning. The cockpit was pure basics. No complex screens, just airspeed, altimeter, compass, and engine gauges. Pilots learned to feel the aircraft, to sense speed by the sound in the wires, and recognize slips or skids by pressure on the cheek. The design was a masterclass in building a teaching tool, not just a plane. Before the storm clouds of war, the Tiger Moth enjoyed a peaceful civilian following. Affordable, forgiving, and easy to fly, it became the backbone of private flying clubs. Clubs fostered air-mindedness, pilots, mechanics, ground crew, a reserve of talent in waiting. Government recognized the value. The Civil Air Guard subsidized lessons, rapidly expanding basic flying skills. When war came in 1939, the RAF drew on a ready-made pool of trained civilians. Leisure biplanes became official schoolmasters, bound for a global stage. On our model, the staggered wings and open cockpits tell the same story. A gentle, honest teacher preparing thousands for what came next. With the outbreak of World War II, the demand for pilots, navigators, and bomb aimers skyrocketed. Britain was not a safe or practical place for mass training. The British Commonwealth Air Training Plan, a bold pact between Britain, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Canada became the heart. Vast open spaces, distance from conflict and industrial capacity, the aerodrome of democracy. From 1940, a continent-spanning training machine took shape. Young men from across the Commonwealth and beyond journeyed to learn under safe skies. For nearly all of them, the first taste of flight was in a de Havilland Tiger Moth. Production ramped up across the Commonwealth. In Canada alone, over 1,700 Moths, affectionately called Tiggies, joined the fleet. Many were fitted with enclosed canopies, some with skis for snowfields. A rigorous, standardized syllabus made the program a model of efficiency. By war's end, BCATP trained over 131,000 aircrew, including more than 50,000 pilots. That constant flow kept squadrons replenished and allowed air forces to expand. At the core of it all was the humble Tiger Moth. For every student, one flight stands apart. The first solo. After 8 to 10 hours of duel, the moment arrives. He pushes the throttle. The Tiger Moth lifts free. He is flying. He is flying alone. For a few minutes the war and pressure fade. There is only the sky, the wind, and the machine. A careful circuit, a smooth landing, A life changed in under 10 minutes. He was no longer just a student. He was a pilot. A memory carried for a lifetime, shared by thousands across the Commonwealth. In miniature and in memory, the first solo still soars. This little biplane was the foundation upon which air superiority was built. Far from flak and fury, it taught the language of flight, the soft, essential harmony in a violent symphony. One of its most important secondary roles was target tug, towing fabric sleeves for live gunnery practice, unglamorous but vital work that sharpened the skills defending airfields and bomber streams. It served as an aerial taxi and courier, ferrying officers, messages, and small critical parts. From North African sands to Pacific outposts, one Moth could link isolated units. Whispers tell of clandestine SOE missions. Evidence is scarce, but the Moth's short-field, low-speed traits made it a theoretical fit. In early war days, one even carried small bomb racks for anti-sub patrol, of limited effect but emblematic of adaptability. The Tiger Moth proved an aircraft needn't be armed to serve its country. A quiet workhorse behind the lines, simple design meeting complex demands of war. In 1945, thousands of Tiger Moths were suddenly surplus. Sold cheaply, they kick-started a private flying boom. Simple construction, easy maintenance, forgiving manners, perfect for peacetime flying. They found new purpose low and slow, protecting fields from Australia to Canada. Decades on, enthusiasts began painstaking restorations. Woodworking, fabric, and gypsy engine craft revived. Many wear wartime training colors, flying monuments to those who learned within. These are living artifacts, not static museum pieces. A passionate community keeps skills and spares alive, so the sound of a gypsy engine and the sight of a yellow biplane endure. Today the Tiger Moth graces air shows worldwide, gentle aerobatics, timeless charm. For many, it is a flying memorial, a tangible link to first solos, camaraderie, and courage. Climb into the open cockpit, feel the wind, fly by feel. Lessons as relevant now as in 1940. An aircraft's significance isn't only speed or firepower, the Moth's legacy is influence. It shaped pilots who flew everything from Spitfires to Lancasters, a tool of instruction and inspiration. In the final analysis, the tools that teach are just as vital as the tools that fight. The legendary warplanes were powerful, but useless without skilled hands and steady nerves. The Tiger Moth taught pilots to trust their senses, understand the air, and master the machine. When you see a Tiger Moth, remember its true legacy. Quiet, unwavering dedication to preparing others for greatness. The Havilland Tiger Moth never fired a shot in anger. Yet its contribution to Allied victories almost impossible to overstate. In an era of terrifying technological advancement, it remained a timeless, human-scale machine that taught the world to fly. If you enjoyed this tribute, please like and subscribe. In the comments tell us, would you learn to fly in an open cockpit biplane?